In this current present value topic, we initiated that we know the future income and preferences of our clients with certainty. But you know that there are a lot of uncertainties in the life, and in reality, we have to know how to be safe and avoid the risk of not receiving expected income in the future. The best way to prevent such uncertainties is through an insurance, and we will cover it later in this session. Here we'll talk about the main terms like uncertainty and probability. If it's hard to quantify the risks that you face, then we call it uncertainty. The simplest example is a toss of a coin. Flipping a coin 5 times, each time you will get outcome with head or tail. You don't know whether they will be heads or tails, like in a business. You are in uncertainty about whether you will get profit or not. As for probability, we can say that there is a 50% chance that a tossed coin will come up heads. Or in other words, probability shows the percentage chance of something that could occur. One more term which is mostly used in this session is expected value. It shows how much you can expect to win or lose. It is identified by multiplying probability of each outcome by the amount you receive and summing up all the amounts over all the possible outcomes. Let's consider the example. Suppose you are planning to open some small business and ask the investor to invest $1,000. You tell him that there is a 50% chance of failing and he loses his money, 40% chance there will be zero profit business where he can get only the initial $1,000, and 10% chance that business will get a profit, meaning that he will increase his investment sum to $16,000. In this case, expected value will be 0.5 multiplied by 0 plus 0.4 multiplied by 1,000, 0.1 multiplied by 16,000, it will be $2,000. It means that your investor expects that on average his investment will be rising to $2,000. This is one of the simple tools that minimize the risk of taking investment decisions. Now let's talk about the next method of minimizing risk, which is diversification of risk, when people share their risks by lowering the loss size of each individual. This realizes through insurance, and here is an example of how insurance works. Say, you've got a production machine costing $1,000, and you think there is only 1% that you replace it during the year. Your expected loss from operational defect is 0.01. multiplied by 1,000 is $10. But if you are unlucky and this machine could be stolen or broken without restoration, then the expenses will be maximum. If you meet the person with the same problem, you can make an agreement that if some of you have replaced the machine, you will cover the costs. So if you have to replace the machine, this person will pay $500 of your costs. And if he or she has to replace the machine, then you will pay $500. Such agreements minimize risks. By the same scheme, both of you can find more and more people who want to diversify similar risks and pay less payments by increasing the number of participants. Insurance means sharing and diversifying the risks. The insurance companies who organize such an activity charges premium which is equal to the expected loss plus a little extra. Talking about the insurance, there are different kinds like property insurance, unemployment insurance, deposit insurance, and etc. And each of them has own features. Let's look at insurance in more detail. Suppose you own a building for a business that is worth $120,000, and you pay $100 per year as a premium for an insurance policy. If the building burns down, the insurance will pay some part of this loss. If the amount not covered by insurance is $20,000, you add this sum to a premium you pay to insurance company, and it means that your total loss will be $21,000. Also, the third method of avoiding risk when you make a portfolio of your assets. The simple example is when you purchase financial assets like stocks and bonds from some companies and government in order to save and increase your money. Because the return on some assets is uncertain, you secure your budget by other types of assets. If you want a higher income, then you have to invest in more risky assets, and vice versa. Risk-free assets give you guaranteed but low income. Buying the stock, you don't know what you will receive in the future. So you'll start gambling and purchasing at the lower prices, sell it at the higher prices. What we learned in this session? In order to avoid the risks, you have to do, before investing your money into something, think about different scenarios with their percentage probabilities. Second, diversify your risk by sharing with other participants through insurance policy. And the third, make a portfolio of assets. It will help you to replace the income loss from one asset with income of another one.